This video is an explanatory guide for beginners who want to learn how to section an isometric block from scratch from beginning. So if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more from the channel, stay updated with watching our videos. Knowing that a section is a part cut out from the rest of something, we will be using these two blocks to explain as a beginner guide. But before then, let's also use this eraser here being given in a 3D form. For example, we are asked to section the eraser, that is to cut it or split it into two equal parts. So let's imagine we split it. What are we going to see? One part will be taken off and we'll be looking at one direction. So let's assume we are looking at the right direction, the front direction. What are we going to see is what we'll be discussing in this video. So in section, we are going to see many things like lines being drawn from across an isometric block. Like for example, in this image here, we can see the block, and we've drawn this in one of the videos. If you've not watched that, do well to watch it. So in this block, we are seeing this line here drawn across. This line tells us that we are asked to section. That's why the question 5 says draw a section on plane x to x. So we're having the x to x, and we are asked to draw a section on this plane. If you're given something like this to section, what are you going to do? So in section, you will see things like this. Given a block, you always see the line drawn across the block. So let's use this for example. You always see a line here. So you always see a line drawn across. It will first be a line here, always a thick line, and the line comes up. Good. Then there will be a dot. There will be a space. See another line, a dot, a space, another line, like that is being drawn across the block. Good. Then an arrow points towards one direction, either to the right or to the left. What does that mean? If the arrow is pointing towards the right here, it means we are going to look at the block from the right view. So when we section this block, what we are going to be drawing is the part we are seeing, looking at the right. So looking at the right, we can see the front side, which is here. That's what we can see. But now we're going to section it. That means we're going to cut this block into two. And what we'll be seeing is this other inner part. But for better explanation, I found this plantain in the kitchen. Let me use that as the example. So the next video I'll try and model a block, show you how to model, and also use the block I modeled as an example. So we're having this plantain here, with this piece of plantain, and let's say we are asked to section here, and the line is drawn here like this. Let's imagine the line is drawn here and we have to section it. What does that mean? We'll cut this plantain into two. So let's cut it into two. Good. And let's say our arrow is drawn to the right, as you can see here. The arrow is pointing towards the right. What does that mean? We are viewing this part we've cut from this side. So we are viewing it to the right side. So the part where we are seeing is what we are going to draw. So what are we seeing? Rough surface, and that's what we are going to draw. Now, so I'm using this plantain to explain how a section view looks like after it has been sectioned. So let's use this block that we've drawn already. We can use 1 cm because it always has the long and short dash. The long and short dash. So the long dash can be 1 cm long. Then the short dash can be 0.1 cm long. So let's use that long. Then the short dash is 0.1 cm and the long dash should be 1 cm long. The line comes down. Let's just use once. Okay, let's use 0.1 cm here, then 1 cm, then 0.1. So let's draw the side. It comes out here. then projects to the right. Good. So this is how it always looks, like this, and it has the arrow. So this arrow is pointing towards the right, showing that we are viewing this block we are cutting, we are viewing it to the right. That is what it means. This one also points to the right, same with here. Then we have our arrow. Good. So this line, whenever you see this line, it cuts in the middle. That's where it cuts. So we have to divide it into two. But it's not necessarily going to be at the middle. It can also be at this left side or at the right side. Wherever it may be, that's the part you will cut through. So we are going to use our mind eyes to cut this block. Imagine this block is being cut because we cannot cut it. It's in isometric view. It's a drawing. If it was a real block, we'll cut it. So in the next video, I'll model the block and use that as an example. So textbook. So in this textbook, you can see this one. We see the long dash and the short dash. We also see same thing here: long dash, short dash, long dash. All right. So depending, the dash can be the long dash. It can be 0.1 cm or 1 cm, or it can be the long dash can be 2 cm, 0.1 cm, 2 cm, depending. But it's preferable to use 1 cm as the long dash, then 0.1 as the short dash. But what matters is the cutting plane. The line shows that this block should be sectioned. That's what really matters. So after that, then we cut the block. Having our block and the cutting plane running through, what we do next is to imagine this block being cut. The dimensions to draw is always given in plane views. Alright. So it's not going to be in 3D form, in any angle form. It's going to be in plane views. Having the baseline first of all, here, okay, let's now draw. The line runs through the middle. We are cutting at the middle, and the arrow points towards the right, as you can see. So we are going to draw the part where we see the plane part. Good. So let's draw the baseline, which is 4 cm. That's we are drawing the front view of the section. And the height is 1 cm. So we take the height 1 cm. Good. Then we have the top. So this is just a plain block, and we've drawn the middle part. So this is the width 4 cm, which is here. Then this is 1 cm. This is 1 cm. And if you take notes, sections always have one line running through the middle. Like this is the block now we are using as the example, and we've sectioned the middle. Then we're having something like this. Which is this block that's from the middle, looking at the front direction towards the right, which is looking here from the middle. We're having this. So to show that this block has been sectioned, like the plantain, it had a rough surface, showing that it was cut into two. So for this block, to show that it was sectioned, we always have one line that runs through like this. It's always slanted. So in this block, the line will always be at angle of 45 degrees. But always take note that the horizontal and the vertical must always correspond. So let's use this part as an example, and the line is here. So the length from the edge, that's the vertex, to this point of the horizontal must always correspond with the length at the vertical. So let's say we have two lines, and let's imagine from here to the vertex is 2 cm. So same thing with the vertical. From the vertex to this other point must also be 2 cm. So each of the lines, the vertical must correspond with the horizontal. Some people may want to use their protractor and mark angle 45 degrees and draw a line. So after they draw that line, they will now keep a length of 1 cm. Imagine here is 1 cm, and they'll also draw another line too. They'll mark another 45 degrees and draw another line like that. It's going to be very, very stressful. Also, in drawing the slant line, some people may also want to use this part of the calibrations in the ruler. You want to use this short one, or may want to use this middle one, or may want to use the longest, depending. And due to they want to save time or want to rush in their work, what they will do is at this part of the block, the line will always run like this, rather this way, good, at 45 degrees. So at this part of the block, at the vertex, the point there, they'll use the shorter part or the middle part. They'll place it to touch the vertex, that's the last point, and they'll draw a line there. And to be sincere, that's the wrong way to draw your lines, because they will not always give you 45 degrees. They'll either be in 40 and 45. Now watch what will happen. So let's place it here. So we can see that we've drawn the section, and we may want to check, is this really in 45 degrees? Let's use a protractor to check. Let it tell us. So we pin at this point here. Good. We place it here. So this is it here. This is the line. So it runs through this line, and this line runs through, giving us 40 degrees instead of 45 degrees, showing you that it is totally inaccurate. So since we are meant to draw the lines in angle 45 degrees, always make sure you use either your protractor and pin the points, then draw the line, which is stressful, or you can use your set square and mark your points, draw the line straight, which is way easier. Now let's draw the other block using a set square of 45 degrees. So good. From the block here, it has a hole in the middle. Good. And this is a wall, and this is the hole in the middle. So we can see inside looking at from the top view. So this is the front view now of this block. 3 cm width, 3 cm high. So look at it. So the width is 3 cm. Same thing here. It's giving us 3. Then the height is 3. Same thing here. It's giving us 3. So one thing is, because you're looking in a 3D form, that's why it's looking longer. So section this block, and let's say the section line runs through here. So the cutting plane runs through the middle. So we're going to section this middle part and this middle part. Good. So let's say we section it. Good. What are we going to see? The line runs through the middle of this part here. Remember, there is a hole here, and we're not cutting the hole because it's not an object. We can't to feel it. It's only this part of the block that we can feel, that we can touch. So when we cut this block into two, the part that will have that mark, that will have this mark or that hidden, that line in 40 degrees, is this part here. So take note of that. So we are going to draw the angle of 45 degrees on this part. Alright, good. So let's do that. Using our angle 45 degrees, we place it here. From here. Okay, this is the middle. So now take note, if it corresponds from here, and you see that the line or the ruler comes through here, We just draw through. No need of drawing and coming again. So just draw here. Then we also draw here. Good. So we shift again. Or what we can simply do is, after drawing this, we can mark our line of 0.2 cm. So we can just mark 0.2 cm throughout. Good. So after marking that, then we come here, place our ruler. So if you do this, we see that they correspond. Just to explain, I won't be drawing much. So now if you check here, good. We have 0.2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we use 0.2 and it corresponds in this part. So let's see if it corresponds in this other part. Now look at it here. 0.2, which is this. Next one, 0.2 here to here. Let's check the next one, 0.2 here to here. Check the next one, 0.2. Next one, 0.2. So we see that they correspond. So it's better you use this part than to use this other one, which is wrong. But this part is the part. This is how you do it. So now if you check using your protractor to see if it's at 45 degrees. So let's use this one here. This is the line. It runs through, then comes here. And this line here runs through, which is here. You can see it, then it comes to the middle. So this is 45 degrees. So it corresponds 45, 45. Telling us our work is accurate. So this is the right way you do it. So this is the little we can take on sectioning as the tutorial guide for beginners. In the next video, we'll join a full section of a block. Make sure you subscribe for more contents.